Is it only me, or it's getting really kind of toxic out there whenever people talk about the words masculinity or being a traditional man? It feels like the qualities which are typical for traditional men, like taking care of other people or standing up for yourself, voicing your opinion, improving your physical prowess, everything which is kind of typical to being a man nowadays is being criticized and judged and maybe even deemed as toxic. So in this video, we're going to talk about how modern society is making men weak and soft. Around 3 months ago, I started playing the game of chess. Now, I was never good at it when I was a kid. I was never the clever one at chess in my high school, but I did know the rules and I did know which figures do what type of roles, what type of responsibilities. So far, I did become a bit better and I know the board. I can read some stuff. If you challenge me for a game of chess, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna lose, but I can give you a decent game. The point I'm trying to make is chess is a very competitive game. That's what I learned. So you go there, you play against other people, you either win or lose. As an example, by contrast, if you compare chess to football, you can rely on your teammates. They can win the game for you. They can save your face if you make a mistake. But in chess, everything is really dependent on you. So if you make a mistake, that's really your mistake. Nobody else is to blame. And playing chess, although it's just a game, can be one of the biggest lessons for you to teach you accountability and responsibility. Because if you F up at some point, it means that you made a mistake. You put the figure in the wrong place, you made a wrong structure, and you gave away your pawns, your knights, your bishops, etc. So it teaches you to be accountable for every move you make. To make the comparison to our everyday, day-to-day lives, how many of us can really own up to ourselves and say, I am responsible for all the actions. I am holding myself accountable for all the F-ups and mistakes that I make on a daily basis. Truth be told, it's never the inflation, it's never the economy, it's never the market crash, it's never the girl who rejected you, it's never the people that don't want to hang out with you. It mostly starts with you, and you have to be responsible for your actions, for almost all the results that happen in your life. If your boss fires you or your girlfriend wants to break up with you, are you gonna point fingers at them and say they are the reason? Or are you gonna own up to your mistakes and say, I am responsible for all that shit? Look, man, if a girl rejects you, instead of saying her loss, this is a loss for her, instead of saying those things, why don't you look in the mirror and say, hey, now you wait. I'm gonna work on myself, I'm gonna become better, improve the areas where I'm lacking, and just become the best version of myself. Now, if you think about it, nowadays, being responsible is not really cherished and is not really taught. And if I could characterize masculinity in one word, that would be to take responsibility. So if you look around and analyze all the things that we do on a daily basis, like watching TV, being hooked on adult content, playing games, nothing really teaches you to be responsible. Nothing tells you, hey, if you do this thing, there are gonna be negative outcomes. Nothing really tells you that, hey, if you eat junk food on a daily basis, then you're gonna have pretty crappy health. Because we have so many distractions nowadays, we forget that responsible or being responsible as a man is one of the best qualities that you can have. Number two, why modern society makes men weak is the herd mentality. Just think about it. People no longer have their own original opinions. Everyone has to be either left or right. You have to be either this side or that side. You have to be against us or you are supporting us, right? If you're not supporting us, no, you are the enemy. You are against us. We cannot be talking with you. We cannot be friends. Majority of people, and especially young men, we fall into this trap of wanting to be in a group. We want to identify with some specific people. We want to be the part of football community people or people who are hipsters or vegans or this and that. Nobody really takes the time, just, sit back, relax, and think, okay, what do I actually think about this situation? Because somehow it's not okay to have a critical, independent view on politics and on many other things. All of this has brainwashed us that there's really no other way. You're either here or there. But what if there is another way? What if instead of being a victim of propaganda, you could choose your own path and choose your own way? What if you just take some time to sit there by yourself and analyze your thoughts? Why do you want to fit in the group? Why do you want to impress the people? Because we have this brainwashing nowadays. We fall into this trap of being a ship in the herd, yet we don't really realize that. This is probably one of the most subtle ways modern society makes men weak and soft. And I'm just encouraging you to be more independent about your thoughts and actions. Point number three, how modern society is making men weak and soft is free entertainment. Now, this is hands down probably the most dangerous thing for modern men. It teaches you pleasure without responsibility. It teaches you how to get dopamine without putting in any work, F up your life and not take action and just waste your potential and energy. Of course, there's nothing intrinsically bad about playing video games in and of itself. Video games is just a thing. It's not bad. It's just your dependence on it that makes it bad. You cannot get rid of this. You're always hooked on this. That's why it makes you feel kind of worthless worthless and depressed and not productive. In an ideal world, you want to be playing video games for 30 minutes, for 1 hour a day, and that's gonna be okay. But the truth is, it's never 1 hour a day. You end up spending a lot of time, you end up spending a lot of money on buying Xbox, PlayStation. Besides that, when you get endless entertainment, which is free, cheap, and doesn't really cost you anything but your time and energy, when you get those things, you get an infinite amount of dopamine injection, right? So you inject dopamine into your body just by doing nothing. You're getting a reward for becoming better in your game, but in reality, you're not achieving anything. You're not getting better. You're not leveling up yourself. But as an example, if you went to the gym or you followed a good balanced diet, you would not get that much dopamine, but it would be beneficial to you in the long run. I talked about this topic in another video. It's called Earn Your Dopamine. You can click the card around here and you can watch the video. So in a nutshell, getting free entertainment all the time without any type of repercussions and any type of responsibility makes you weak and soft. You're not doing anything hard. You're not pushing your boundaries and putting yourself out of your comfort zone. Point number 4, why modern society is making men weak and soft, is mental health problems. Now, I'm gonna piss many of you off in this video if I just keep talking on without a disclaimer. And the disclaimer is that, look, I'm not saying there's no mental health problems. I'm not saying that people cannot have depression. We have our highs and lows, that's okay. But the thing is, if almost every second person that you meet is depressed, then there is a problem. The truth is, nowadays people would spend their money on drugs instead of going to the gym and hitting the weights. Instead of going for a walk, they would take some antidepressants and just complain about their lives or talk to some therapists or psychologists or whatever. They take external things that could help them potentially overcome the thing, but on the long run, you become dependent on these things. You become dependent on coffee if you always rely on coffee for your energy. You become dependent on pills and drugs if you always rely on them to make yourself feel better, make yourself feel healthy. Or instead of spreading this message like, hey, take it easy. It's okay. Sometimes you just gotta take it easy and chill, which is a pretty good advice, but you cannot use it at every situation. You gotta have some confidence, some backbone, and some self-esteem. Just understand that taking pills and talking about your emotions and going to therapies is totally fine. It works for some people, but it cannot be the case where every second person feeling depressed. It cannot be every second person getting ill or sick. Like, there has to be some reason for that. But for other people, it might be high time to check on yourself and question yourself. Am I just complaining about the situation? Or can I actually change it? Next point, why modern society is making men weak and soft, is consumerism. You're being brainwashed that when you buy that next thing, you will finally be a man. Girls are gonna certainly notice you. Yes, you just have to take the next iPhone, you have to buy the next car, buy the next piece of clothing. Who's rocking fresher textiles? Who has better perfume? You're being brainwashed that you need all of these products to feel complete and feel okay with yourself. The truth is, consumerism is the definition of our new world. Everyone wants stuff. Everyone wants to buy the next thing. Men, instead of being retrospective, they look outwards. No, my watch is cooler. No, I drink more booze. I go to clubs. Consumerism tells you you are not enough. Buy the next thing and maybe you will find happiness. But it doesn't work that way, does it? I bought many things in life. Some of them looked cool, some of them I was just brainwashed into buying. I would try to impress people. Then I woke up and I'm like, why? Why am I doing this thing? Who am I trying to impress? Am I not good enough? Do I need these things? Spend my hard-earned cash to buy the next phone? No, listen up, brothers. You don't need that. All you need is good people to surround you and your impact on the world. Everything else is extra. It's fugazi. Spending money on stuff is cool, totally okay. Going on a vacation, totally fine. But also remind yourself that you are not a slave to the system. Being a slave to the system is how consumerism in modern world is able to take control of you and keep you hooked into its claws. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. I'll see you in the next video.